Hey everybody, I'm Chris Wilmot. Welcome to the Nevinator channel. Today we're going to make a brass-handled, carbide-tipped scribe. It's good for the workshop. You can use it to scribe stuff, scratch stuff, all kinds of manner of stuff. We're going to show you how to make one out of 3/8 brass using a metal lathe, and then we'll just need some carbide. And what I use is broken carbide end mill bits. Of whatever diameter you have laying around. It doesn't matter because you can sharpen the end and we can use them as the point. So we'll go and get right to it. Let's get to the metal lathe. We're going to get some 3/8 brass round stock and we'll decide what pattern we want. Do we want knurling? Do we want grooves? Whatever. I don't ever have a plan. I just kind of just make whatever comes to mind. And so let's go make one. Hey guys, okay, I've got the 3/8 stock in the chuck. We're going to go ahead and drill the hole. The first step is just to drill the hole for the bit. I want the hole bigger than the bit, so I'm going to use a 1/8 drill bit, which should make a hole a little bit bigger than 1/8. I want the carbide end mill, which I need to sharpen in the end, to drop in, and I'll explain why later. But let's just get to work. Let's just start making chips. Okay. Sometimes I'll throw a little WD-40 on there for a coolant. Just keeps everything cool. And acts as a lubricant for the chips to come out of the flutes. That, I think, is going to be deep enough. All right. Next, I need a live center in here because I'm going to chuck the brass out a little further. I'll go and support it with a live center, and then we'll do whatever we want, grooving, knurling, whatever we feel like doing. Let's just knurl it. Let's get crazy. Have a little knurling tool. I haven't used this in a while. I haven't used this in a long time. Let's see if I remember how. All right. One of the things, sorry about that. All right, now I don't use a knurling setup that often, so I'm not a pro, but sometimes I get a little lucky. Okay, just get an adjustable wrench. I've got this knurling tool. I'm going to tighten this down until I get some knurling going on. We'll put some lubricant on here and we'll just go from here towards the tailstock, and let's just see if it works. I'm going to use a little bit of lubricant I'm turning it by hand right now. It's going to go a little bit with the wrench. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see if we get some. I'm going to move real slow towards the tailstock. Yeah, it looks okay. We'll throw some grooves into this in a few minutes, and we'll taper the end where the bit's going to be put in, and I think we'll be done, and then part it off there close to the 3-jaw chuck. Wow, I think I did okay, guys. I think I got lucky. I'm going to loosen this up. I'm going to pull this away. Look at that. I'm real happy with that, guys. That turned out really nice. So I'll take my knurling tool out, and let's put a parting tool in. And we'll go ahead and maybe put a groove every, I don't know, half inch. Whatever we think will look good. All right. Okay, nice and clean. You ready? We're going to move 5 rotations, guys. That's half a inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now in with the parting tool. Come right here. Right here. Right here. Now, when I'm going in with the parting tool, I just want to make sure I go in the right amount for each one. I'm going to 80, 0.080. And as long as I do that on the bottom of every groove, well, the depth will be the same on every one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into 80. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's half inch. This is the last one I'm going to do. Get right here. Okay, guys, this is the last one. I'm just going to go ahead and just part this brass off right now. Actually, you know what? Before I part it, I'm going to try to point this. Let's do that, and then I'll part it. I'll come back to the last parting. I'm just trying to make it look a little bit like a pencil, a little bit of a point. I think that'll work. Now we'll finish parting the tail end, and then the last part is to stick a bit in it and sharpen it. Oh, there we go. It's already broken free. Wow, guys, it turned out really nice. I'm actually really pleased with this. I'll take this to a sander. We'll sand this flat so we don't have this nub. But I mean, overall, it turned out really nice. I'm very happy with it. Let's take it to the sander and clean it up real fast. Action. Hey guys, the only thing I'm going to do is clean up the nose. Just touch it to the sander real fast. This is just a 2x72 belt sander, and I'm going to get this nub off the back where I parted it. and I didn't get the nub all the way off with the lathe. I don't want to rechuck this to clean the face, or I'll start to mar up the knurling. And right now it's really nice, so we'll just go and clean it up with the sander. Now I could use a file. Brass is really soft. I could easily clean this with the file, and that would work very well as also. I want all the scratches going the same way, and I want a nice satin finish. So what I'm going to do is put on a Scotch-Brite belt, and this ought to give it a nice surface finish.
Okay.
All right, I'm really happy. Scotch-Brite just gives a really nice finish. So overall, I'm very happy with this. Let's go glue a bit in. All right, guys, said I'd explain why we want a hole bigger than the bit later. So I'll go and explain it now. I've got a bit, 125 bit. It's a carbide end mill bit that's broken. And I'm going to glue it in here. Okay, I'm going to glue it in with crazy glue. I want the bit to be able to be crazy glued in here, and I do that so if I ever break this off, if you drop this, it's going to break off flush, and you don't want it pressed in. I used to press them in, but I could never get them out. So now what I do is I crazy glue them in. I'm going to put a drop of crazy glue in the hole, and I'm going to put this down in there, and then I'll have to sharpen it. I'll show you how to do that in a second. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Just a drop of crazy glue or two. Bit goes down in the hole, and there'll be a little bit spool out, and just clean it up. All right, so that will be ready to be sharpened when the crazy glue's dry, and I'll show you how I sharpen it. Now I'm going to explain to you why you want the bit loose in there. Okay, the bit's loose. Let's say it broke off flush. How would you get it out? Well, if you put it in loose with a drop of crazy glue like I suggested, it'll come out like this. Did you get that? The crazy glue expands in there and it forces the bit out. I'm not going to grab the bit because it's very hot, but the bit popped out, and if it were broke flush, you could get it out and you could put another piece in. Hey, so that's it. I'll show you guys how I sharpen this in a few minutes, and that's my video. Thanks for following. Please subscribe. Thanks for coming by. No, turn up. Sharp. I actually tried something different this time. I rotated it while I was against the wheel, and it actually turned out pretty good. Normally I do the pyramid. This time I tried something different. I'm always experimenting. That's the only way you kind of improve your craft. So I have one more to add to my collection. I guess I have a small collection going of my brass handled carbide tip scribes. This one's done and it's ready to use. So thanks for watching my video. If you like the videos I'm making, subscribe, feel free to comment, and thanks for coming by.